Guys, we have a package today from Georgia where we purchased 3 new but used Civil War soldiers. Let's see. Oh, off the bat, look at that. His face is a little bit scarred up. And we have a slight scuff on the yellow button there. His arms are awfully loose, and his back piece, his bones are loose too. So we're going to have to tighten that up. We have 2 Confederate soldiers. Oh, we got another one that's got a loose back here. He's got a couple of scuff marks on his front too. Not as noticeable, but they're there. So I'm going to try. This guy's in pretty good shape. I'm going to set him aside. I think we're going to fix these up a little bit today. Okay, hopefully this goes without incident. We do have a potato masher here. This is what we use to pry off the heads. And if you're watching this video and you always wanted to know how to dismantle a Klicky, we take the figure, remove the hair. Well, that might be an option too. You don't have to remove the hair, but obviously this guy didn't come with any, so we're not going to worry about it. Turn your head to the side, put one arm facing back, one arm facing forward. Then you're going to fit the head in between 2 of the coils of the potato masher. Now here's the hard part. Whoops, you got to put it in the tightest, smallest area possible. Fit it in there. And then you just gotta, whoops, you just gotta pull. And that kind of was a bust because the camera fell over. But we got our Klicky completely apart. So now the bones are very loose, as you can see, and when we remove it, the tabs that it fastens onto are going to be very worn. I guess where the plastic's been rubbing up against each other. But what we're going to do is we're going to try and get it so that our Klicky is once again very stable. So let's move on to the next step. And for that next step, we are going into the microwave, anywhere between 30 to 45 seconds, maybe even a minute. It will never be hot to the touch, but it will be warm enough for us to manipulate the bones here to make it stable and fasten onto the legs better. Okay, so after you have your bones out of the microwave, and I did put it in there for a minute, as you can see, I did take it out that one time for the video, but once you have it out, you want to, because the plastic's more pliable now, you want to bend these pieces, the tabs on the side and then the tab on the back. You want to bend them in just a little bit inward. You want to get it enough bend to stay, so you don't want to just do it a little bit. As you can see, I'm just kind of pushing it because I want to make sure it's closing up. And then once you're done, once you feel like you've gotten enough bend in it, you want to lock it in place with some cold water. And so once that's done, that's when you're going to take your leg and you're going to fasten it back onto the legs there. But as you can see, the arms, they have that worn look as well, where the plastic's been rubbing up against plastic. So you want to clean that off a little bit and make your figure look as good as new. This cleaning will include the sockets of the upper torso, since they're going to be worn out a little bit as well too. So the blue dye on the paper towel that I'm using here has Windex in it, and that's what I'm using to clean everything with. So yeah, just make sure you clean up every little thing here, and we'll get moving on to reassembly. But before we get into that part, we do need to tighten up some joints, and that's what we have the Scotch tape here for. So you're just gonna grab a piece off here, and because Scotch tape is wide, you're gonna have to actually cut it into a small strip, just wide enough to fit into the joint of the arm of your Klicky. And yeah, this can be a little tricky sometimes. Okay, but we got it now. And we're going to take this fine thin strip and we're going to wrap it around the arm. Okay, now your strip of tape will most likely be wider still than the area allotted for it for the arm joint, but you're just going to have to weave it in there, hold it tight, push it in, and make it fit. And you don't want to make it too thick because you still want the arm to be able to move, but just one little strip from a piece of tape should be enough to anchor it, so when you do adjust the arm to move it up or down, you know, it stays stable and it doesn't just shake and fall down to the side again, if that made any sense. Hopefully it did. And just by fitting it into the side, yeah, see, that's where it needs to fit. And when it's inside the joint, inside the hole there of the upper torso, it is going to be forced to stay in there. Here's the test. The test. We're going to put the bones on. Okay. Arms go in. Got the right arm. Got the left arm. And we're going to snap them right in. Okay. Already makes a difference. As you can see, this arm is tighter. Look at that. It's already better, and he's straight. But that could change from the weight of his head. Now, I am going to actually... yeah, I'm going to continue to use this. I shouldn't. Alright, hang on, guys.
A few moments later.
I'm not a big fan of the cavalry or Union troops, a lot of them, because they all have mustaches. But I realize that I don't have any in this particular uniform that have any mustaches, because I try to avoid it, and I would switch out their heads. So I figured today would be a good occasion to have one like that. And I picked out this hair. It's not my favorite hair, but it's different. That's why I'm gonna go with it. Maybe. There we go. Cuffs. There we go. Here we have our completed new Union soldier, and he seems to be pretty stable. He is not bending forward or falling forward. His arms are pretty tough. So yeah, this would be a success right here. So we're going to set him aside, and then we're going to work on our Confederate troop. Okay, here we have our skeleton piece. The other thing you gotta be careful for after you heat it up is this is about a 30-year-old piece of plastic. So it can break, and you can see where the stress mark is right here. Where it's there, see that? That's from me bending it. And then over here it's not nearly as bad. In fact, it's not bad at all. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's wanting to form. So I'm gonna stop bending this. I think we're good to go. Insert the pegs into the holes, as you can tell. There you go. But guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful, and let me know if you guys have any tips or tricks of your own that maybe I can try in a forthcoming video. And thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys next time. We'll be back next week, and you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.